Good morning, you beautiful peeps. My name's John and welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about tyre ballooning, and as you can see, the glue on this did not hold very well. I suspect it was the glue type rather than the ballooning itself, but you could see that this tyre ballooned up crazy and this tyre did not. So how did I do it? How did I stop the tyres ballooning up? Because let me tell you, when the cheetah tyre balloons up, it is scary, just downright scary. So if we can do anything to stop it ballooning, I think that's a positive. But even on these little things, when it balloons up, it can literally tear itself apart. And when you're doing anything like top speed runs and whatnot, you can imagine if the tyre starts to balloon up, what happens is it's suddenly only touching the ground by a tiny little amount, because obviously it's ballooned up, which gives you less grip, less steering, which is bad. So this little tip was suggested by 3 people on the channel. I can't remember all of their names, but I will try and find them while I'm editing. If I do not find your name, I apologize profusely. There are thousands of comments, but please know it is very, very much appreciated, this little tip that you've given me. Now, what is the little tip? And he's looking around for his tape, but he can't find, so don't worry about it, because I've bought new. It is Mr. Gorilla tape. And specifically, how you put it together. What I think the best thing to do is to get, I've got 2 new tyres like these that haven't been used, so I'll get rid of this first. I'll grab the 2 new tyres. Here we go. So I technically only need one because we've just seen what happens with the one that doesn't have anything done to it. We need to, I bought Gorilla glue as well because you are going to need to, where's that end bit? That was on there last night. I hope that hasn't dried out. When you are putting the tyre back on, you do have to glue tyres, just so you know. I bought these, assumed that they were glued, went and tested it on the roof, actually with this car, and this literally came flying off and rolled over the roof. I didn't know, you know, but still funny at the time. Okay, so what you need to do, and this is for all tyres, is take it off and invert it like so. Okay, can I get these off? Oh, it's going to be hard. I think I have to use heat to get these off because obviously I don't want to damage. This plastic's actually quite thin here, so I don't want to go damaging that. So you take it off like this. Now on this one, because it was just a test tyre, I didn't do one of the steps, and one of the steps is to sand it down. The next step is to clean it with alcohol, but due to the COVID situation, everybody in my country has been going around buying alcohol so they can make their own hand sanitizer. So I can't get hold of it anywhere. I cannot get, what is it, 99.6% alcohol. So we will just see how far we get on. So first thing to do is to rough up the surface, not too much, you don't want to sand through it. Make sure you get the edges here, because if the tape's going to come off, it will be coming off on the edges, okay? Okay, that's now nicely done. Nice and rough. Good, 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 good. Okay, now on to the next step. As I said, I don't have the alcohol. I would not, or I usually would use the alcohol to get it nice and clean, because then that will give it the best possible chance for the glue to stick. The actual, I could wash this, but then I'm just going to be waiting around. So if you have the time to dry it properly, because if you don't dry it properly, then the tape will not stick, obviously. Don't go putting loads of shards of the paper there. Cool, right. Must remember to put that back in afterwards. So, now we get onto the duct tape. Not duct tape, Gorilla tape. Excellent. Back in a moment. I needed to go and find some scissors. Kind of important. I need... Can I use this? I now need technically 3 hands because it's going to be quite difficult to do this. Because due to the width of the tyre, I can't have a complete width of this. When it comes to this one here, I can literally have 2, as you can see, side by side. But on this one I can't, and I know from the last one I did, it was about half the width of this. Which is why I was hoping that I found my tape from the other day, because it literally had half left over. What did I do with my tape? Ta-da! And ladies and gentlemen, here's one that I prepared earlier. So this is great that I have this now, because it saves you watching me make a complete cock-up of cutting this. But what you need to do is on the side of... I don't want to move all my cameras. So put this on the side of a table, okay, and then drag it backwards. Cut it, and then cut it all the way up in the center. Then you've got 2 strands, and then you can do your tyres. But I don't need to do that now, because I've got this one that my wife actually prepared earlier for me, which is very cool. So, take it off. Do not get it dirty. Push it in the center, not at the sides, because you can push down the sides afterwards, you see. I could have done it a little bit better in the centre, couldn't I? What a chump. But once you've committed to it, do not be tempted to take it off and start again. Unless you made a right balls up, then you must start again. There we go. Cool. Right, now, don't make a cock up, John. There we go. I'm not going to let it overlap 100%, but a little bit. Remember that if you have too much on one side, it's going to unbalance the tyre, which you do not want. So, right, now, go around the centre, like so. Da, da, da. Don't use white spirit, please. It was suggested to me that white spirit would work, but white spirit leaves sort of a greasy layer. But what's even worse with white spirit is it will absorb into your tyre and weaken it. And as we know from recent experiments, you know, you can weaken tyres. So, that's roughly what it needs to look like, okay? So quickly invert it, and then push it again all the way down with your fingers, and you'll see inside. Let me get the light over here. Right, got the light. Focus. See what I mean about needing 3 hands? That's what it should look like inside. Do not, please, do not be tempted to put it up on the side wall. That's not where it's going to help you. So, now before we go any further, just so that we know which tyre is which. Nice. Cool. So, make sure it's pushed down best that you can. You see what I mean about having a little bit of alcohol in there just to ensure that it's nice and sticky. But that's why you're also roughening it up with the sandpaper. Very cool. Right, don't forget to put in your film. Like so. The tyre should literally be back to normal, okay? So, if you have a directional tyre, like mine, keep that in mind. Don't go like, you know, do the same way on all 4 tyres, because 2 of your tyres have to be the opposite way around. keep that in mind, please. But seeing as I'm just doing this as a test right now, I don't need to worry about that. What's going on with that? Oh, I hope that hasn't hardened when that fell off. I need that right now, so. Okay, so because I'm going to be using the Gorilla Epoxy, you don't actually have to put the tyre on first for the first side, but I will just to show you. Leave the tyre like this. No, come on. Like so, because then what you can do is you can put the glue around there. Then you push this on. And then you can do, obviously, the other side just by pushing it down somewhat. So for now, let's just do this. Let's just use this for now. Please, please, please don't be. Yeah, seems right. Okay. There's one side going. Okay. I'm going to do extra than what I usually would because I don't want to be in a situation on camera to have to quickly redo it. It is only a 5-minute epoxy. Haha, clip. Nice. Right. Mix it well, ladies and gents. When you think you've mixed it enough, mix it just a little bit more. Okay, now tyre. Oops. Make sure that you're happy, and then don't push it all the way over, John, you plonker. Nice. Not the best, but you know, it will do. Just try and get the excess from the outside. I'm not putting it directly onto the blue mat for the obvious reasons that that's where all of the dust is that came off from the sanding. Now this part is a little bit more finicky, but just push it down and move it around like so. I'm sure there's the experts out there that have a really neat way of doing this, but as of yet, I have not learnt it. Nice. Squidge it down a bit, make sure it's everywhere. Wipe it off. The Gorilla Glue, oh Jesus, that's interesting wording, John. The Gorilla Glue is actually quite a flexible glue. I didn't realise till I put it on that tyre there. This is the let me show you, the Gorilla Tape. So I will do this one at the same time so that you can see. Mark it, John. I will do along here. There you go, and I will do circles. Circle, 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 circle. That really wasn't much of a circle, was it? Cool. Right, glue. You haven't glued properly yet or dried properly yet. You're trying to obviously put it on the inside of the lip, not on the outside. going to wipe that off because I need that for the next time. And then put it straight back in the glue. What a chump! So, if any of you were wondering what time and what day it is that I'm doing this, it's 7:30 on a Monday morning. John, be tired! Cool, right, now they have to dry. While they are drying, I need to figure out how to get this off. Shish kebabs. I think I will grab the hairdryer. Let's try that. Back in a moment. Okay, welcome back everybody. Just a quick update. This is the cheetah tyre, and as you can see, it is now disassembled. Kind of weird, isn't it? How cool that is though. Now the reason I did not do this on camera is because of the fact that you need to use boiling water. So I had to do it down in the kitchen, actually in the sink, and burnt my fingers over and over. What I will say is somebody suggested breaking the bead with this. Do not do that, please, I beg of you, because as you can see, it's quite intricate down here. That's the worst pointing device you could find, isn't it? Because the bead actually sort of feeds in and up. So how you're supposed to break the glue, I do not know. It's like on the inside, it's quite hard to see, but there you go. Let's focus there and find a pointing device that will work. I'm just going to use that for now. This plastic here is very thin, and several times I thought I was about to snap it because I was trying the knife trick to put the knife down, and I'm glad I didn't, because as you can see on this side, it's not straight at all, so the knife would have literally just sliced into the tyre or the plastic. So what I've actually done is I've left it on this side. I will add a little bit more glue before I progress any further, but I don't see the point of taking all that bead across. What I can do is I can sand this down, I can put the tape on, and I can fold it back over. This is going to be a bugger trying to put that back in. Look at the size of the damn thing. Shish kebabs. But of course this thing also now will add as a double protector for the Gorilla tape, because it will hold the Gorilla tape in place as well, which is very cool indeed. So I'm concentrating today on these, as you know, because that's what we started with. If I have time to get it in today's video, because this video is actually for today. I've not been able to do any videos in the past weeks because of the construction next door. So if I don't have time, because remember that I have to make sure that this one is 100% dry, due to the forces it will just tear itself apart. It is bonkers powerful. So if I don't get it in, I will release this as a separate video tomorrow, and I'll have the link and everything in the description for you guys, because I also have to make sure that it's all properly dry. You know, it has to be dry, or else it's just going to start to smell. So please, the best way that I found to do it, because I did try to pull this side off first, I put it in the hot water for 2 minutes, no more, and then I managed to get one edge off. You pull one edge off, but rather than trying to pull all of them off, it didn't work, because as I was pulling these, that one popped back in. So what I did was I lifted it over, so it was over here, and then you literally just pinch it around. There was a really sticky part here. I think you can see. I actually had to use a teaspoon, and I put it in and just rubbed it slowly. It didn't work, so I actually had to put it back in the water with, I just filled this with hot water and left it for 5 minutes, turned it over, and then that last little bit just gently peeled off, which was really, really good. So again, the same principle as before, sand it down and then give it as good a clean as you can, and then do the duct tape or Gorilla tape. Man, I'm wondering whether this one, yeah, this one's going to need at least 2, so try and just do it. Wondering if one will do it though. No, it's a relatively flat tyre once it's over, isn't it? So yeah, do 2. Let me just, I'm going to just cut a little bit off this quickly. This stuff, do not be tempted to use sort of packing tape or whatever. It will peel itself apart with the forces. and then all you'll be doing is having to do it all over again. That's why I've actually made the decision to listen to the advice and get the Gorilla Tape. Very, very strong stuff. So on this one, I think, yeah, the best way will be like that. Again, not so much on the sidewalls. You're going to get a little bit on the sidewalls, but not too much, like so, and then it folds down. And then that will keep it down very nicely. Excellent. So yeah, that's definitely the way I'm going to do it. So if I have time to record it, I will, but the problem is that by the time I've edited it and then uploaded it, because it seems that the uploads are incredibly slow to YouTube lately, it then takes a good, what, 2 hours to process for some reason, even though I'm doing it in MP4 format. But yeah, that's not a problem. I will figure a way. Oh, this stuff is just bonkers strong. Absolutely love it. So back to these now. Let's just put that to one side for now. Sorry for knocking all of that. Oops. Cool. This is still tacky, and it's supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, Favour Mallets. Or is it one of those, you can touch it in 5 minutes? Apply to 5 minutes, don't know. No, clamp surface together and leave undisturbed for 30 minutes. Okay. So that was my mistake. So what I'm going to do now then is going to put these on the roof in the beautiful sunshine and just make sure that they're properly dry, and then we'll get them on the cart and you can see the effect, hopefully. As long as we can figure out which one was which. Yes, that was the one without, and this is the one with, because it was on the circle part. Excellent. Okay, see you guys in a moment. Okay, just something that's a bit of a concern to me. This is the tyre that you saw in the intro. This is the one that completely fell apart because it was with, I used this Impact Instant Coating Adhesive that was absolutely rubbish. So that's why this one's obviously fallen apart. It actually came off on the back as well. But this one was the Gorilla Glue, so I was thinking, well, it's fine. But then I just noticed this. I really do expect Gorilla Glue to be a lot stronger than that, to be honest with you. Wow. So now I'm obviously a little bit concerned about doing this test again. Saying that though, this isn't about the glue, is it? This is about the tape stopping the ballooning effect. So that we will still see before it all falls apart, I'm sure. So I will continue with the video. I'm still waiting for the glue to dry anyway, and then we'll see if it, obviously the tape does help with the ballooning effect, but I will not be doing the cheater today because there is no way I'm putting glue on that could do this, come apart like this, because if that tyre comes apart at speed, it's going to start slapping and hurting a lot of people or destroying a lot of things. Definitely not doing that, I'm afraid. So I'll find a solution. I mean, I bought 2 glues that were supposed to be perfect for both plastic, metal and the rubber, and both of them are not doing so well now. It's not good when it all pulls apart like that though, is it? I mean, this reminds me sort of wood glue when it's on your hands and you're pulling it off, but this is actually not good, not good. I'm certainly not putting it on the cheater tyres with the speeds involved there. Oh my god, it literally, when it was fully glued, it looked like it was tearing apart. What's it going to be like with dodgy glue? So, back to the drawing board for the glue. But let's just wait for this Gorilla Glue to dry properly. I think I'm going to have to leave it for a good hour as well. And then we'll do the test and you can see the effects of Gorilla Tape on the ballooning effect. See you soon. Okay, welcome back everybody. As you can see, I have the tyres fitted. I really am hoping that this blimming glue is going to hold in time. This is the old ones, so you can see that I'm not cheating at all. And then if I hold this up, you can see the marks that I did. These ones I did down there, and this one was supposed to be around, but some of it's rubbed off, but you see it's still there. So, we have the test. Now, obviously, I'm going to be recording this in slow motion, so I'm going to have to turn off both cameras, put them into the slow motion setting and go, and then hopefully they're not going to just fall off the rims, and you'll easily be able to see which one has the Gorilla Tape on. That doesn't, this does. So, what do you reckon? See you soon. Welcome back. Well, how dramatic was that? You definitely see what the tape does. It does exactly what they say it's supposed to do. So thank you, SB. It basically is just stopping this rubber just flexing in the center. And as soon as it starts, of course, it's just going to pull itself. I mean, if you ever wanted to see, okay, let me finish the thought. The glue isn't the correct glue, but because this tyre wasn't ballooning and getting out of balance, it didn't tear itself apart. Where this one did, you saw what happened, and obviously it's because of the glue that it's obviously fallen apart. It would never have fallen apart like this so easily, but because of the tape, this one obviously had no tape and just tore itself apart. This one had tape and did not. And to prove that fact, I love that. And to prove that fact, and then they beat their horn just to make it even more dramatic. Dun dun dun. It's not pulled off the back side either. So that just goes to show how well this tape is doing. I mean, you can just feel, let me put this one all back together. That's back together, that's back together. I mean, like, you can see, look at the squidginess of that. It's just got more strength across than this one, and this is the one with the tape inside. So I can only do but conclude that that is a fantastic solution, a fantastic, incredibly cheap mod. My God, what are we talking about? 0.03 cents of tape per wheel. Love that. I suggest that you don't use this for your tyres. You saw what just happened. What an absolute disaster. And I've left that for a total of 2 hours. It says 30 minutes. It was 2 hours on the roof with all that sun. Let it come in. I've let it cool down so that it still wasn't warm. Where is it? This one. Still wasn't warm, and it still, well, and tore itself apart. So I will, at some point, once I find some good glue, I will be literally doing this to all of my RC cars from now. When I get a brand new RC car, as long as it goes at a relatively good speed, I will be doing this tape trick. So thank you so much for sharing, and to all of you out there, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for supporting the channel, and thank you so much for sharing your ideas, because it's your ideas that help me make videos. So keep on sharing, it's very much appreciated. If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. And I will see you next time. Take care of yourselves.